Alright guys, I know most of us has had a pretty bad experience with a roommate, someone we're living with, a family member, a lover, whoever the case may be. But what do you usually do in these situations? Most people will leave, some might escalate, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's usually resolved at some point. But let me tell you, do I have news for you? There's some people who actually get paid to resolve these matters, more specifically for the landlords, but to resolve them nonetheless. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Spike TV's World's Worst Tenant. This is a show that follows a trio of tenant tanglers designed to essentially kick people out of their homes or get people to comply with the demands of their landlords. We follow our beloved Brady Bunch, Todd, Rick, and Brandy on these mischievous, miscellaneous adventures around the city to press the tenant. So Ricky is sort of our Robin of Batman type character. He's more of a partner to talk his situations, but don't get it twisted. When it's time for him to step up, he knows how to take control, take charge of the situation. Brandy is sort of our Penelope Garcia-esque character on the show. She's usually dealing with paperwork, dealing with the technicalities, the legality side of things that's needed to do these sort of workings, if you will. And we're here with the main man himself, Todd Howard. When I first heard about this show, I thought it'd just be like, oh, like people aren't paying their rent. People aren't paying their rent, essentially. But no, this show runs hella deep, as we're about to see, and he gets himself in, well, the whole crew gets themselves in these crazy, like, cartoon Scooby-Doo-esque situations, for real. So now that we've introduced the stars of our show, guys, I think it's time to observe this absolute piece of cinema because it gets buck wild. So the episode starts off with Todd borderline yelling at us about
coming up on World's Worst Tenants. Hello, property management.
So we learned that the complaint is, vaguely enough, excessive noise. We'll learn later in the episode this will be a massive understatement to what we're about to witness. And sidebar, now that I think about it, how do you hire these people? Like, is there a website? Do you go and like book them? Is there a hotline that you call? How on earth do you get the information to book a eviction specialist? I don't know. But the landlord hired them to serve a cure or quit, with cure meaning correct the violation in a certain amount of time, or quit, which is kick rocks. Basically, if you don't like the rule, get your ass out of here, blase blase. So our girl Randy lets us know that the neighbors have been complaining about suspicious fireworks. Now to who? I'm not sure. But their client, or the landlord, has caught wind of this. Another sidebar, now I want to know, how did the landlord get wind of this? And nothing has been done to the point where now he needs he couldn't do anything to now the point he needs eviction specialists. But our guy Todd is very passionate about getting to the bottom of this, which I don't blame him. This is a very dangerous situation. If they're popping firecrackers in rural wherever and potentially starting fires, like, I get the concern. And if they're popping these fireworks continuously, we must enforce that because, reminder, only you can stop
prevent forest fires.
But Todd even agrees because he mentioned,
if they're setting off fireworks, he should have called the fire marshal immediately.
He's like, why are you calling us? Call the authority. Either way, they knock on the door, and when I tell you, this man opens the creakiest set of doors I may have ever heard. Like, please listen to this.
Can I help you with something?
Hello, sir. Are you Mr. My name's Todd Howard. I work for the property owner. We're here to investigate.
Sidebar. What exactly did he just whip out? Did he whip out his W-2 for proof of employment? Why did he whip that shit out like he was the FBI? Yes, my name is Todd Howard and I work for your employer. I just want to let you know that we've been getting noise complaints about what's going on. However, things take a massive turn very quickly before Todd ever gets a chance to get a handle on the situation. He explains that whoever has been getting complaints about excessive noise and loud noises, to which the tenant probably gives one of the most compelling arguments I may have ever heard.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Well, fuck, he got us. Come on, boys, let's back up. Let's let us see here.
There been no noise here. Are you with the police force or something?
No, sir. Mister, look, okay? You seem to be getting a little hot, all right?
I'm getting a little hot.
Well, now wait.
So as you can kind of gather here, he is very defensive and hostile. But on the flip side, Todd did kind of come up and press him. So I can see where the hostility is coming from because he doesn't know who we are. So the tenant explains that there hasn't been a peep of noise because apparently he's in his living room in a corner not making a sound. He doesn't have a clue as to what they're talking about. And because of that, he decides he hasn't been getting any action. And he wants to turn it up a notch and proceeds to press the absolute shit out of Tom.
Oh, wait.
You know what? You're invading my space. Why don't you get your bald ass off my step?
Okay, I'll step off.
You gotta come.
Sir, I know you can't see the back of his head because you're facing towards him, but I can guarantee you he has a luscious lock of hair on the nape of his neck. And Todd very clearly doesn't want that smoke because he takes 2 steps down off his property, but is still trying to get a handle on the situation. He then retracts his previous stance of not wanting that smoke to actually, I'm with the shit.
Do you shoot fireworks off here, sir?
You know what? I just told you. I answered you. Now I'm done with you.
And I'm asking you, do you shoot fireworks off here?
I told you to get off my steps.
Or what?
So they continue this little back and forth going on like, you get off my steps. Hey buddy, are you popping it off my steps? I told you already. Are you still popping that shit? Are you over here popping it off my steps? I'm gonna find that alone, alright? I'm not popping the firecrackers. So we go with the back and forth. And might I say, we get a very intense stare down as if they're ready to draw at dawn at any moment.
It's up to you.
So Todd instructs Brandy to write him a 5-day cure or quit. Rick delivers the notice and informs him that he is starting the eviction process, whether he likes it or not. Essentially saying you got 5 days to stop celebrating the 4th of July or we're on your ass. Rick informs him that they will be back. And I say, the tenant volleys with one of the most intense rebuttals I may have heard on a reality TV show.
We'll be back in 5 days, though.
Just understand, I'll be waiting for you.
Okay.
Is that a threat?
That's a promise.
Oh, okay.
You got a little chill down their spine. I know I did. Like, it seems like this guy means business. And I think that's going to be the least surprising thing about this episode. Let me tell you that much. So they established they did their part, and if they get another call, they'll be back to lay down the law. And this may come as a shock to y'all, but they get another call. So now our favorite trio of Goonies are back to handle unfinished business. Bro, they pull up in these white vans like they're the Secret Service, ready for that action. I'll tell you that much.
Last week, we investigated a tenant suspected of setting off fireworks on our client's property. The owner's getting more complaints today, so we're back to look for proof to evict the tenant and protect the owner's property and the surrounding area from potential fire damage.
So Todd and the gang proceed to look around the fence for any evidence of fireworks. And after merely taking a glance at the picket fence, they determine, hey, I see no evidence of fireworks.
I don't see any evidence of fireworks.
Yeah, man, I'm sure if it was that obvious, I'm positive y'all would have saw it the last time. I mean, what are we looking for with these glances? A big advertisement saying, hey guys, we sell fireworks. But selling fireworks is, I think, what they probably wanted to come up to. Because guys, perfect timing, the most, lit thing that could possibly happen. They proceed their investigation and start busting.
Randy, go to the back of the truck.
Now, the fact that they just so happen to get there as soon as they start spraying the block, I'd say is pretty convenient. However, now I have questions. And it's not even questions about the shots just yet. But my questions is with the neighbors. Because how on earth did you hear this?
Randy.
I was thinking, oh yeah, they're there they go again, popping them firecrackers. Like, brother, no, that is clearly an AR-16 of some sort. So Randy calls the police. Todd and Rick are still stop, drop, and rolling, ducking for cover. And just in the background, they are having full-blown combat in the backyard.
I need you to send a police car quickly.
So they turn the corner and we see they have a fully operating gun range in the backyard. And they're targeting, practicing on, I don't know whether that's trees or they're just simply just shooting off into the wind. So as they're Swiss cheese in the trees, Todd and Rick decide to completely just walk up on them and tell them to put their guns down. And somehow, somewhere, I must have missed where Todd's hands got sticky for that blicky, because now he's pointing the 9 at them, telling them to put their guns down, and they're holding, I'm talking full-blown military machinery at these guys, and they're like, put your guns down! Put your guns down!
No, you put your gun down!
I'm just shocked at how this escalated so quickly from fireworks. So the tenant tells them to put their gun down. He's like, you're on my property. Which is true, but can we read the room for just 1 second? He told y'all he'd be back. And you said you was waiting for them.
In 5 days, though.
Just understand, I'll be waiting for you.
Okay. Is that a threat?
That's a promise.
And he comes back and y'all having a full-blown Fortnite battle royale in the backyard. Even after you said you had no idea what he could have been talking about, when in actuality, you have everything to know what's going on. You got a full business going on in the backyard. So, I mean, look at all 3 of y'all. Y'all armed and dangerous, Todd armed and dangerous, and now I'm armed and dangerous. So after the tenant makes the defense that he has every right to shoot here, mind you, they're in California. Can we be serious for 1 second? No way, Jose, do you think you have any right to just shoot out in the open like that? Like, can we be serious? And Todd begins to explain, no, you can't do that. When clearly they're in the backyard just letting the chopper sing like la-da-da-da-da, da-da. The chopper sing like, I mean, full choir going on in the back.
Going on? You lied to me. Bro, you guys can't shoot guns out here like this. I see that you got a firing range and you're probably not meaning anybody any harm. But listen, this is against the law.
He sounds very upset about that. So with that line of worrying, Todd is like, I know y'all don't mean any harm because clearly y'all just try to get some target practice. But y'all can't do that back here. And considering it's a operating fire range, I mean, they're just trying to get their fit. So the tenant begins to comply and instruct everyone to put their guns down on this random table off to the side. So they begin to go back and forth and they're like, well, no one's around here, so we can shoot as we please.
Okay? It belongs to our client. Listen.
Nobody around.
All I'm doing.
And Todd is like, this isn't your property. You can't be doing that. Blase, blase, blase. They go back and forth for a little bit. But then we discovered in that conversation that they just casually have an M60 on the table like this is a modification bench on Call of Duty. Because why would you be back there unloading the clips like luggage off a plane thinking there will be no problems at all? Well, I don't know. They've gone on this long and no one has said anything to authorities. They're making complaints to who knows. And then that's when the landlord gets wind of this. So my next inquiry is, whose mans is this? Because why does he get blurring privileges? I mean, apparently we got the FBI's most wanted getting target practice in this random house in rural California in the back. Because as soon as Todd mentions that, he books it. I'm talking about he takes off. Like, get this man running some routes. I would say he would give Usain Bolt a run for his money, but then he starts skedaddling all over the place, and Todd is like,
Where's this freaking guy going? Dude, where are you going?
where is he going? Where is he going? Where is this dude going? Look at this guy. Where the fuck is he going? I mean, does he know where he's going? Okay, let's dissect this clip for just 1 second. Bro runs around the fence, somehow comes back up the middle of the yard, then gets tackled. Like, did he run a full circle? If 2 + 2 is 4, and 5 + 5 is 10, where the fuck was he going? I mean, brother is just jumping and jiving all across the backyard, going nowhere fast. And once again, perfect timing. As soon as we say that, they tackle him on the ground. We get sirens in the back, and now the police are here.
Whoa. Right, stand now, stand back. Hands so we can see him, everyone.
And then they get a call for gunshots, right? And they decide to send one guy up there, two guys up there. And so he ends up having to call for backup. And I'm just like, why? Why y'all send one car for reports of gunshots? So the cop asks them, what are they armed with? And this guy only names the most incriminating gun they have in their arsenal.
What type of weapon do you have?
I got an automatic M60 and some other handguns.
Yeah, like we got this military grade M16 and just some scraps of other handguns, I guess. It's like, what? And then as the tenant is answering, for some reason, he's out of breath, like he was the one chasing the guy around. And I'm just like, what is happening here?
Even though the houses out here in this rural area are spread out, this guy must be a complete moron to think he could fire an M60 machine gun and not cause any problems. It's definitely...
And I get that, but my only question is, how long were they operating a full-blown gun rage to the point of, like, who are the neighbors complaining to? To the point where cops hadn't been called previously. Like, why is this the first time the cops are there? Now, Todd starts explaining to us the weaponry like he's doing some YouTube reviews and like he's a police officer teaching a class. But I have to admit, it is very helpful. I am learning quite a bit. I also want to point out this makeshift shooting range they have going on back here. Like, is that microwaves? They have an assortment of knickknacks and doohickeys back there that they just pop in the cap at. And as this is all going on, they're just sitting there with their heads up. And I'm like, are you going to cuff them? Are we putting them on display as like a don't be this guy type of thing? Like, why are they just sitting there? They've been there at least 5 minutes with no cuffs on their hands or nothing being done. Now, continuing this ludicrous situation that's going on, now we see a comically large blue bucket that just has diesel on it.
We come here the first time and this guy just totally plays dumb. Now I can see why. Everything he's doing is illegal. He's got ammonia nitrate and diesel over there.
Now, why he has that, I'm not sure. And Todd, like he's a middle school teacher telling his class to line up for water, starts to instruct everyone to come back from it like it's gonna blow at any minute.
Guys, we need to back up. All of you guys need to back up. Guys, cameras, come on, back up.
This guy's crazy.
So we get an update that the tenant was charged with possession of and the discharging of illegal firearms. He faces up to 7 years in federal prison, property seized for suspected terrorist activity. We get no explanation on what the type of terrorist activity they were partaking in. However, the group is kind of discussing what all just happened, which I have to say is, from fireworks to a gun range, I will say, caught me by surprise when I first watched it.
Took a huge chance, and maybe...
We didn't take a chance. We didn't know. If we would have known that, we wouldn't have went back there.
Exactly.
But I propose this. How did you hear that and not know that that was going on back there? Granted, I'm sure you didn't know it was a full-blown gun range, but clearly they was letting that chopper sing. But crazy enough, if you think that episode was crazy, we get a look into the next episode about an underground surgeon performing surgeries in this random house that he's renting in. Now, I have to say, guys, that was some crazy stuff. I was not expecting this when I was watching this episode for the first time. I had to make a video about it. Let me know what you guys thought of this sort of format. This is my first time ever writing a script for a YouTube video. Usually I'm just like live reacting and stuff, but I had a lot of fun writing it. And I wanted to do something different to kind of celebrate 500 subscribers, by the way, which thank y'all so much for half a band of subscribers. That's a lot. And if you don't think 500 subscribers is a lot, get 500 people to jump you. And you tell me that's not a lot of people. Even if it was 5 people, that'd still be a lot to be jumped. But regardless, I don't care how many people it is. I'm so grateful for each and every last one of you. I'm so appreciative. I'm just thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for the continuing support. When I see y'all comment like, hey, she's back, we're ready for another video, my brain doesn't comprehend it because I'm like, wait, there's people actually waiting for my videos? It's buck wild. But thank y'all so much for the continued support. And all right, bonnets, I hope y'all have a beautiful, amazing, wonderful day. And y'all know what to do. Good night and good news.